Hey, I'm Rob, and this is Roy. We're here with JaxPunx History Project, and let's kick it off. So, why did you start listening to punk?
Oh gosh, in the 8th grade, my friend Sleepy, that was his nickname, because he fell asleep in class all the time. He was the punk rocker.
Okay.
In the school. Everybody else was, Eagles and Journey and Styx and all this kind of stuff. He was the punk rocker, and me and him were kind of the outcasts from the rest of it. So he kind of introduced me to punk rock with the Sex Pistols. And this was right before the Sex Pistols broke up. And he had all these stories, all these magazines with pictures and stuff. And I hadn't even heard the band for like 4 or 5 months with him just telling me about stories about them and stuff that he'd read in the magazines. And then finally, it was on my 14th birthday. I had $10 that my grandparents gave me to go buy something. So I went in and to the record store in the mall. I bought an album. I don't even remember which album it was. I had about $1 and change left, and I'm looking through the cutout bin, and there's the Sex Pistols album. The first one had the Nevermind the Bollocks.
Okay.
It's in the cutout bin for 99 cents. The band was still together at this point. This was like a few days before they played San Francisco and broke up.
Oh, wow.
So I bought that album, and I took it home and I listened to it. And I don't even remember what the other album I bought was because it didn't matter. The Sex Pistols were the only thing that mattered right then.
Yeah.
And that
the other
was
one
it.
was fluff.
Yeah, the other one, I have no idea what it was. I still have the Sex Pistols album. So that's
the same one?
Same one. I still have it. With the little cutout in it, And I haven't played it on the turntable in years. It probably sounds like crap by now.
I mean, it was
50 odd years ago, whatever it was. So So that's what got me into it. From that, I started listening to the Ramones and the Clash. My uncles had some really cool stuff, some pre-punk stuff like Mott the Hoople, things like that, and I got into listening to that, and that's kind of what got me started. Mostly it was the energy, it was the vibe. I was just learning guitar at the time, and I had switched to bass after about 3 or 4 guitar lessons because all my friends were playing guitar. Nobody was playing bass. We needed a bass player. So my mom bought me this cheap old K bass, with the tape wound strings on it. And she bought that for me, and a little amp that went with it, and that's what got me started. I was trying to play along to the Sex Pistols and the Ramones,
Wow.
So, driving my parents crazy.
I gotta agree with you on the vibe, man. It was so fresh and new and loud and powerful, and it really spoke to what we were thinking about at the time, man.
Yeah, and it made me think.
Yeah.
You could say punk rock's dumb, but 14-year-old kid listening to this stuff, it made me think.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? What are they saying? What is the message behind this?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of I love you, do you love me stuff. It's more out there.
Yeah, we know about that.
Yeah.
Heard that.
There's nothing wrong with love songs, but there's other songs too.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on the thought process too. Yeah, it was the thinking man's music.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the first punk band you ever saw live?
That's a good question. Probably not till I came down here to Florida, because in Kentucky there wasn't a whole lot of it, and plus I was living out in the boonies, and I didn't have a lot of friends that liked punk rock, so I couldn't really go to shows with anybody.
Yeah.
But when I moved down here, I was 18, and I went to the Blighted area, and I saw Love Tractor there, and who else? A couple other bands that I have no idea who they were. We would just go there and see bands. And then when 730 Club opened up, I was living just right around the corner from there at the time, so I'd go there and see some shows.
Sweet.
So yeah, that kind of what got me in the scene. One of the first punk rock bands I saw, I just started playing in a band here in town. It wasn't punk rock because I couldn't. It's hard to find these people back then.
Oh yeah.
You're talking 1983,
yeah,
1984, that kind of stuff. And a newspaper article had just come out saying best band in Jacksonville, Stevie Stiletto and Switchblades.
I knew. And
we're looking at the picture.
When you said best band, I knew you were.
Yeah. And so we're all like, well, we need to go see this band. They're the best band in Jacksonville. Let's go see them. So we go out. They were playing someplace in Orange Park off of 17. I don't even know if it's still there or not, but we go in, and of course it's loud. We got there, the band had already started, and they're up there, and Ray starts they did this cover, Feelings, Nothing More Than Feelings, that. They're doing that, and Tommy's doing some kind of squonky thing on the guitar, trying to play over Ray, and I'm watching it, I'm really digging it. Like, okay, yeah, I understand this music. The rest of the guys in my band were like, nah, this doesn't work.
Are they just trying to sound bad?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's loud. The guitar player's too loud, and they're too sloppy. And I'm like, well, it's supposed to be kind of loud and sloppy, and they're doing something different.
It's abstract.
It's abstract. And that's where I first saw Tommy, first time. And ended up, I didn't see the rest of the show because I got in a fight with the guy who said I took his seat. And so me and him got in a fight, and they threw us out of the club.
Wow.
And I'm sitting out there waiting on my friends to come back out because they were still inside. So I meet Tommy. I see Tommy Berlin on stage. I get in a fight. Thanks, Tommy.
How inspiring.
Yeah, yeah. And then I go to Coconuts Records, which was around in Regency at the time. I go in there. This is like a month or two later. There's Tommy in there trying to sell people records. He worked in there. He was one of the guys. Yeah, and so I don't remember what I bought. I bought something. I talked with him for like 30 seconds or something, and then he was in a band that was playing at Metropolis. This was a year or two later, I guess. And I go there, I saw him. Oh, yeah, that's that same guy.
Was it Radio Berlin?
No, it was either Big Velvet Elvis or Evil Maracas. Okay. I don't remember which, because they kind of was the same band. They just changed names.
Evil Maracas,
Yes, I don't remember. It was one of those two bands. It was three-piece. I don't remember who was playing drums and who was playing bass. I have no idea. Yeah. I just remember, I still have the image in my head, Tommy on stage doing a guitar solo, and there's like 4 women in front of the stage bowing down to him.
Woo,
while he's playing. I'm thinking, okay, this guy's doing something right.
Yeah, I like that, huh? I want to be a part of that.
Right, yeah. And I was in a band at this time called Soul Guardians, which was more along the lines of maybe Elvis Costello and some things like that kind of stuff. And we put an album out. It was okay. It was a pretty good album. But things within the band were just kind of going a little south. Okay. So I was wanting
personality-wise, or
me and the drummer were dating the same girl, which kind of caused a little bit of friction.
That can be complicated.
It was complicated. Yeah, and there was a few other things going on, and then I saw Tommy playing with David Young at someplace over off of Roosevelt, and his girlfriend came up to me and said, "Oh, they're looking for a bass player." Because Dave wants to play guitar. Dave was playing bass at the time. And so I watched them. They did a really, really good show. And Ray was there in the audience watching them too. He was heckling them back and forth and stuff. It was pretty funny. And I go up to Tommy after and I go, "Hey, I heard you're looking for a bass player. It's me. I'm the guy. I'm joining the band." And he's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever."
Yeah,
and I went
arrogant little shit.
Yeah, and we did, but I got a hold of him and we did an audition and I was in the band.
Yeah, so. Because you were an arrogant shit. You worked in perfect with Tommy.
Worked in perfect with Tommy, yeah. Well, I learned with Tommy, you have to get to his level.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
See him.
You got to meet him where he's at,
and make him see you eye to eye. And then he respects you, and he kind of like, okay, I know how this is going to work.
Well, you're very symbiotically answering the questions that I would typically answer. I'm like, what was your first band you played in? Why I played punk rock? You're doing great.
We're sticking right through it.
Where was the first punk show that you played, though? And what were some of the venues in town at the time?
At the time, playing with Tommy, we played Spike's Doghouse, which was on University Boulevard.
Yeah.
730 Club was gone by the time we were playing together. I played 730 Club with another band a couple years before that.
Yeah.
Played Spike's Doghouse. We played a couple places at the beach that I don't even know what they were.
Metropolis too, right? Or was it Milk Bar by then?
It was Milk Bar. By then it was Milk Bar. We played Milk Bar a few times. Never got paid,
No.
which was kind of irritating. Played the New Year's Eve show. Place was packed out, and we didn't get paid.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I see what's happening here.
Yeah, somebody's making some money.
Somebody's making money. It's not us. So yeah, the sound guys made money.
Yeah. And RPMs wasn't open down at the beach by then. That was later on.
I think I remember. I think we did do a show at RPMs. That sounds familiar. We did place at Orange
Dante's
Park.
Purgatory Pub.
Yeah, we played that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, we played someplace in Waycross. I don't remember the name of it. And it was funny. We get there and there's all these college kids. It was the college hangout at the place. Place is packed to the gills, and we get up there and we start doing our first set, and all of a sudden they open this door on the side, and apparently that's the dance room.
Oh, wow.
Everybody goes out over there to the disco music.
Oh.
And there's maybe 10 people left watching us. We finish a song, and they just sit there. No reaction. We do another song, and they just sit there staring at us. And after about 5 or 6 songs, we're like, well, let's just go home. It's a long drive home. So we start packing up, and a couple of them come up to us. Oh man, you're packing up. You guys are great. Well, you could have showed us something. You could have clapped.
I kind of thought you didn't like us.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, we got paid for that show at least.
So what's kind of a rough list of some of the bands you played in over the years?
Oh God.
And it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah,
Because you've had a long career.
Yeah, I played in a lot of
mixing
bands.
and doing all kinds of.
Yeah, studio
You're
stuff.
a very valuable part of this music scene.
We Soul Guardians, Radio Berlin. I was in a band called The Problems for a little while after Radio Berlin broke up. What else? Let's see. I was in a band with Tommy called Ex-Geezer, which was about 10 years ago, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really good band. Who else did I play with? Back then, after Radio Berlin, there wasn't a whole lot for a while. Bands that I played with this century, Mark Williams and Blue Horse, Moonstalker. I played in a band, oh gosh, I'm having trouble thinking of some of the names. Played with Steve Piscatelli. I did a little bit with Mike Shackelford. Played in a band called, kind of an Americana band called Red Afternoon. I played in a blues band called Willie Mae. We played Spring in the Blues a couple years in a row, which was fun. Kind of doing that, like the Duck Dunn bass kind of stuff. Soul Man and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Played with Linda Grenville and the Foot Servants.
Oh.
It was a band. We also played Spring in the Blues. When I was in Willie Mae, we played also the Swanee Fest one year. Played 2 shows there, which was a lot of fun.
That sounds like
I played in a band called Blue Veronica with my friend Lauren Fincham. Not sure what else to say. There's been a lot of bands that were just, they last a month or 2.
Yeah.
You know how they are.
Yes,
Or sometimes somebody would call up and say, hey, we need a bass player this weekend. Are you available? And sometimes it would end up being 4 or 5 weekends, not just one.
So this is really me scouting for the next interview, actually. Who were some of the people that came to shows back then?
Let's see. Radio Berlin used to draw a lot of musicians when we played Dockside and stuff like that. For some reason, musicians would come to our shows. I'm not sure why.
That's a compliment.
Yeah, well, we'd look out there and there'd be Eddie Cotton, it'd be the guys in the Senses, the guys that played with Eddie would show up. It'd be what was that band? My brain is tired.
Well, gosh, I know. I absolutely.
But yeah,
yes.
Pat Lally, you know Pat?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, we played some shows together with some of his bands, the Creeps and a few Ringworm, all that. Have you interviewed Pat yet?
No, Pat's pretty hard to get hold of. He's not digging on the idea. He's like, it's in the past. I don't care.
Well, personally, that's kind of how I feel. I liken it to Patti Smith's quote. I don't think about past. I don't fuck with the past, but I fuck plenty with the future.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I am with. Okay, it's in the past. It's over with. Let's go over here and do something else.
What have you done lately?
What have you done lately? Exactly. Yeah. Pat had his band in here, Tabirsko, a while back. Recording.
Yes.
Yeah. Earlier this year, did a really good album.
Oh, they're
really
fabulous.
Nice stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, good rocking band.
Yeah.
Fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Bands like that should be fun, and they're fun.
It seems like we played with them, but I'm not sure. So how often did you play out back in the day? When you played, just say with
Tommy, we were rehearsing 2 nights a week and playing 1 or 2 nights a week. Mm-hmm. So we were busy. We were playing all the time, anywhere that anybody would let us for about 2 years straight.
Wow.
So until the band just kind of exploded at one point.
So, and I don't know. I feel a little weird asking about this, but back in the day, we didn't have a certain uniform per se,
right?
But we wore punk, and we were wearing combat boots, and we were going. Did you go to the thrift store where you want? Where?
Oh yeah, always the thrift store. Yeah, I had a pair of Army combat boots that I used to wear
with the green sides.
Yeah, I used to wear those all the time until finally I had a broken ankle, and they did not help my ankle out at all, so I had to stop wearing them. And that's when I just kept on with the Converse.
Oh, Chucks are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vans or Chucks.
Yeah.
They what are some good magazines back in the day? I mean, did you look at
good magazines? Well, let's see.
So good punk magazine.
I'm not saying good magazine, but I used to read Spin magazine a lot, and I used to argue with myself about half the reviews because it seemed like Spin magazine loved everything. Everything's a 5-star. This album's 5-star and that album's 5-star, and I'm like, have you listened to this album?
They didn't have any spin on them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it used to drive me crazy, but I did learn about some bands through Spin magazine that I really, really liked. So the Geraldine Fibbers I found out through Spin magazine, and they're one of my favorite bands of all time.
Oh wow!
So yeah.
Did you ever like Flipside?
I read Flipside a little bit. I didn't see a whole lot of copies.
Yeah, I used to like Flipside.
Yeah.
You're one of the few people that remembers Flipside.
Yeah, I remember
For some reason
Flipside.
It got, and then Thrasher, of course. And
Yeah,
MRR,
Thrasher. Yeah.
Rock and roll. MRR's still kicking.
Yeah. Yeah. It was surprising. I would find that sometimes in bookstores, and I'm like, "This is in a bookstore."
That's interesting.
The bookstore in the Regency Mall would have Maximum Rock and Roll. I thought it was weird.
That is pretty.
Yeah.
How did you promote your shows? Did you put flyers?
Flyers.
Out?
We used to make flyers. Yeah, and back in the day before computers, we were taking pictures and drawing stuff and making a collage.
Yeah.
Basically, and then we'd go out and hit telephone poles. I remember walking around Riverside at 2 in the morning with the stapler, stapling it to telephone poles, and every time you hit the stapler, clack, clack, and it's echoing through the street. So I'm like, someone's going to catch me. Yeah. Someone's going to hear this.
Yeah.
And one night,
what are you doing on my pole? You're facing it.
Somebody did, and it was a friend of mine, Scott Sisson. He was a drummer in a bunch of bands. Around town, he played in all kind of bands, and his wife. I was at the telephone pole outside his house. So his wife comes out there at 2 in the morning, and goes, "Roy?" I was like, "Yeah."
What you doing out there on the pole?
Exactly.
So what's this is something that's not I kind of thought of recently. What's a good story about a crazy punk rock night, man, playing a show and just stuff goes wild? And
Oh gosh, which
I
story?
mean, I'm sure there's plenty.
Which
but-
story to tell?
Yeah, which one pops up?
Okay. All right. Did a show with Tommy, Radio Berlin. Remember Applejacks?
I do.
Yeah. You know, used to go there and see a lot of bands. After Applejacks closed, it was a strip club for a while, and then somebody opened it back up as a music club.
Okay.
And so we got a gig there somehow one night, and of course they still had the stripper pole on the stage.
Oh yeah.
You know, and all the stuff. We're doing a show there. I think we had to play like 2 sets because this was the kind of club they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come in and play for an hour and you're done. They wanted you to play all night. So we
Mm-hmm.
played like 2 hour-and-a-half long
You
sets.
were the house band.
We were the house band. We get up there and we're doing good. You know, we're jumping around. We're making noise. Everything's sounding good. We were really rehearsed back then, so we were a good tight band. Some friend of the band decides to buy us tequila shots. So he comes up with a tray of tequila shots. And we're like, okay. So we, pass around the tequila shots, and he brings another tray, and another tray. And I think I counted 5 or 6 trays at least that he brought. And I'm like playing and looking around and going, suddenly we're not playing as tight anymore. What's going on? And we're getting ready for the big finale, big finish. And we used to do this thing where I would stand on the kick drum and kind of like lean towards the drummer, and he'd kind of play the toms around me and the cymbals.
You were
and
light
stuff.
enough to stand on a kick drum?
I was 125 pounds back
Woo!
then. I was skinny.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't do
His
it.
kick drum was squished down a little bit, but I would do that, and we're doing the big finish, and I jump backwards off the kick drum, and this bass right here, actually.
The same bass?
Same bass. The butt of this bass whacks right into Tommy Berlin's head.
Oh, wow.
You see Tommy, his eyes flicker around like a slot machine.
Yeah.
And he does this, and he goes, bam, he's on the floor.
Oh, wow. You
Completely knocked
him
out. Knocked him out.
And that was the grand finale.
That
You
was
knocked out your guitar player.
That was the grand finale.
Fuck yeah.
We ended up picking him up and taking him backstage. And he's backstage going,
What happened?
We're like, okay, do we call 911? What do we do? And my wife, were we married at the time? I think we were just dating each other at the time. She leans over, Tommy, are you okay? He reaches up, grabs her boob, and squeezes it.
He's fine.
And she goes, he's okay. But he lay there about another half hour while we packed everything up.
Oh, no, that's just Tommy. He was
Yeah.
probably going to do that anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you, Tommy!
So we ended up getting everything in the van and leaving. We had a gig the next night. So, of course, we're afraid to take Tom home. Is he going to, does he have a concussion?
Yeah, really.
We don't know.
Yeah, don't go to sleep.
Yeah. But there was that. Like, of course, when Tommy fell over, he knocked over the railing that was on the side of the stage, and table fell over, and drinks went everywhere, and the
Tommy was
owner
always a
comes
big
running.
guy.
Yeah, and the owner comes running out, screaming at us during all this.
Woo.
It was a big mess.
Ooh, you made a scene.
Yeah, we made a scene. We were like, okay,
End with a bang.
we're not playing here again. We did get paid,
Yeah.
which I was very impressed that we actually got paid for that. I think Steve Botnick, the drummer, went back and talked to the owner and got the money.
Yeah.
So we were good with that. A couple months later, we're doing a show at Club 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it might have been one of the Bubba Palooza shows because we did a few of those there. And it was a really fun show, big stage, big sound system, you could play as loud as you want. And Tommy's doing a solo and he's like spinning around with his guitar. Doing this guitar solo, his strap comes off. I look up in time to see his guitar flying right at me. And it was like deer in the headlights. Do I move? What do I do? Guitar smacks me right on top of the head. It hits the ground, and I jump on it, kick it around the stage. And Tommy's over there looking like, okay. So he got me back.
That's what I was.
He got me back.
I was like, was that really a mistake?
Yeah, who knows?
He was just surprised it didn't knock you out.
Yeah, it didn't knock me out. It was a hollow body guitar, is I recall, I think.
Yeah, he must not have been trying.
Yeah, if he'd been trying, it would have been
He'd have gone
different.
with a solid body. He'd
But
gone
yeah,
with a Les Paul.
Yeah.
Especially since he hates Les Pauls.
Solid Telecaster.
Yeah.
That would do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we got each other back, you know. So.
Absolutely. So what's a story about somebody that we're not going to get to interview because they're no longer with us?
Eddie Platt is one. Yeah, Eddie was in Tommy Berlin and His Big Head, and he was in Radio Berlin. He actually named the band Radio Berlin. Mm-hmm. He came up with a name which Tommy hated. Like, I don't want my name in the band. It's like, well, too late. That's the name we're going with, so that's what we're doing. Eddie was a great guy. He was the guy that would, like when you're getting ready to go to a show, he would grab all the equipment, throw it in his pickup truck, you know, all by himself.
Wow.
You know, he was one of those guys, and he was just a go-getter.
Yeah.
He was a good drummer. He was a fun guy to hang out with. Mm-hmm. You know, what do I say else about Eddie? It's like everybody liked Eddie. Eddie Platt. You know.
I wish we could interview him.
Yeah, he always wanted to do a radio show. He wanted to be the morning DJ, play punk rock. He was going to call it "Get Hard in the Morning" with E. Mitchell.
Oh yeah,
E. Mitchell at the time.
Yeah,
so,
get hard
in the morning with E. Mitchell.
So who do you want to interview? Who's next on the list?
That's a good question.
Because everybody, by the way, can interview someone else. It ain't the Rob show. The whole idea is to spread this thing around. Yeah. And so, so who's a good candidate?
Well, maybe we can see about Pat.
Maybe you can pull Pat into this thing.
Bass player interview.
Because I've tried. Maybe you'll have success.
We try. I'm thinking who else if Pat doesn't come through. Have you interviewed Tommy yet?
Yeah. Tommy.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you had. Yeah.
Tommy was first one.
Okay. I'll come up with somebody. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
go after Pat first.
So Pat's first on the list, and
he's
then,
first on
TBD
the list.
TBD on the other.
Yeah, we'll come up with somebody. Sure.
Yeah. What are some of the best up and coming bands for right now? Local bands.
No.
Who's hot right now? Who do you?
Well, I like Tabirsko, but I'm not sure how much longer they're going to be around. So 'cause things are evolving for them. As far as punk rock, I'm trying to think what other punk rock bands I've seen lately. You know Joe Pop?
No.
No, he had some punk bands. He moved to Tampa. He was here in Jacksonville, moved to Tampa, moved to New York, and now he's back here. Now he does acoustic stuff, like acoustic punk stuff. He's somebody, he was always a good guy to go see back in the day. He had a band called Dogs on Ice, and what was the other band? Ant Farm. He had a band called Ant Farm.
That's cool.
If I'm remembering correctly. I may have to double check that.
The last question I have, it seems kind of like it's in a weird sequence. It's like, where did you grow up? So you said you grew up in Kentucky.
In Kentucky, yeah.
But then you moved here.
I moved
where
here.
your real punk thing, and that's what's really.
Yeah, I moved here right after high school.
So did you move to Riverside, I guess, because you were around the
corner? No, we lived in Regency for a while.
Okay.
And when I moved out of my dad's house, I had an apartment in Murray Hill, just around the corner from Dreamette.
Oh yeah.
Store. So yeah.
Right by Hard Love.
Yeah.
Where Hard Love is.
Yep.
Yeah. And what's the other one around the corner from there? It was where it's across the street from A Tavern. Right across the street from there. It was called the Corner Bar or something like that. God dang it. Yeah, it sucks. I can't remember the name. It's one of the things.
We're getting too old.
That's what happens when you're a history person. That means you're fucking old.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're too old to remember things.
So, yeah. I mean, can you think of anything else? I mean, what have I missed?
Well, you told some good stories. So let's see.
Well, you're a recording engineer.
Yeah,
so
I'm trying to keep going. I'm not playing as much live anymore. Every now and then with some people, but I'm trying to do a lot of recording.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say this, and hopefully you'll let me put this in. You are my mentor as far as learning this trade, this skill. I've been recording and learning, and when I really don't know what to do,
I know I've got phone calls from you and stuff.
You've had texts and phone calls and me sending you stuff, and you've been doing this for what, 40 years?
Been doing it on my own for about 25 years.
25
and before
years.
that, worked in a couple of studios around town doing some things.
Yeah, and I tell you, you're a fabulous resource, and I'm really, really grateful for all the help that you've done for me.
I try to do what I can. I try to help people out too, because I remember when I was first starting out, sometimes you go to a recording engineer or studio and you ask a question and they blow you off. They don't want you to know.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they look at you as competition.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's really not about that.
You know, spread it around. Let everybody know. That's the good thing about recording now. The technology we have with computers, anybody can record. Anybody.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing is, if you're going to do it, learn how to do it. Make it sound good.
Yeah,
I do hear some stuff.
Sound like shit.
I hear a lot of stuff that sounds like crap. Even stuff that comes out of professional studios, or people say, "Oh, I've got to record all analog. It's the only way it's going to sound good." And then I hear it, and it sounds like shit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you spent all this money recording on analog, but you didn't spend time listening with your ears to make it sound good.
Yeah. And it's got to be at least half of it is knowing what the hell you're listening to.
Yeah.
And just being analytical on how to make it sound good.
Listen to what's going on, listen to what you're doing, and learn from that. You know, the thing is to not get stuck in doing something the same way all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You can start that way, like this is how it's worked, but if something's not working, you got to change it.
Mm-hmm.
I learned, did an album here with a band years ago, and we did the mixes and everything. Everything sounded really good, but they didn't have the money to pay for a mastering engineer. So I was like, okay, I'll master it for you guys. And I did the master, and I wasn't happy with the way it sounded, but I'm like, okay, I did everything by the book. This is true. This should be right. And I sent it to him, and the guy sent me a note back. I don't know. I think it sounded better before you mastered it.
Oh.
And he was right. So I took a lot of time going back. Okay, what did I do wrong? What do I need to do better next time?
It's a lot more than just getting the volume right.
Yeah, it's a lot more than that. Yeah, it's the volume. It's, you know, the way the song moves has to work with the mastering. Yeah, it's a lot to it. Yeah, I mean, I do not consider myself a mastering engineer by far. I'm more of a mix guy.
Yeah.
So
recording and mixing,
yeah. Let a real mastering engineer take care of it. I'll master somebody else's stuff if they send it to me and if they want me to, and I'll do the best job I can on that.
You know, somebody told me that that's the way to do it because you can come at it from a different angle.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's when you do the mix, you do the record, and you do all that, and then you try to
then you're not hearing what's wrong with it.
Yeah, well, it's your baby.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's your baby, so you're not going to be oh gosh, what would be the word for it? You're not going to look at it as a subject.
Yes.
Like this is a body of
You're not
work.
going to be as judgmental.
Yeah.
For one, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to
like,
see the flaws because you've been hearing the flaws for 6 months while working on it and mixing it.
Yeah, if you've already missed it all the way up here, you're not going to catch it on the master.
Exactly, that's what the mastering engineer does. They catch everything that's been missed at that point.
Yeah, because they're looking at it from an outside point of view.
Yeah, and that's why it's good to listen on other speakers when you're mixing something. Let other people listen to something. Say, hey, what do you think about it? Does this work? Because I've done that before. And someone goes, oh, it sounds a little tinny. And then you're like, oh, yeah, okay, it does sound a little tinny. Let's fix that. Or the vocals are too loud. Oh, I never noticed that the vocals were too loud. Let's fix that.
Yeah, it's
good to have extra ears.
Yeah, stepping away for a couple of days even.
Oh, yeah. I've done mixes step away for a couple of weeks or more and come back to them. And immediately you hear what's wrong.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, how did I miss that?
Yeah.
But our ears get kind of... They get
used
tired.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, they get tired. If you've been doing a long mix, they get tired.
Your ears learn to accept things the way they are when they need to really be listening to what's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed, and this was really monumental for me, is you hear a good band playing, and you're standing there, and you're recording with your phone. And you're like, this is freaking rocking. This is so awesome. And then you go back and you listen to it on the phone, and it's like, I am like, it's nothing but bass drum, or something is just so loud,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's way lopsided. It does not sound the way that it sounded when I was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is our ears, just like you
Mhm.
said, our ears have adjusted out that bass, and we're listening through to hear the whole band,
Yeah.
and we're feeling the drum kick, bass, and
Right.
you know, and
Yeah.
we're in the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and it's totally different.
Yeah.
But that phone is a very accurate representation of what was where I was standing.
Yeah.
It's exactly what was happening.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it was there.
Yeah, but you're right. When you're there in the moment, it's different.
And it's that way for punk rock when we were there
Oh, yeah.
at the time.
There's stuff that I loved back in the day, and I listen to it now, like, wow, that's a really bad mix.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I
the
never noticed
Misfits.
it back then. Misfits
Woo!
had some.
If I think of a bad mix,
There's some
wow.
Clash stuff that's pretty bad. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it was great songs and great stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, they were, I don't know who was doing the recording, but it was, they didn't know how to mix them, and it was a new kind of music too.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
So in their defense, they may have been kind of lost on what to even do with that kind of
Well, it's
stuff.
like the second Velvet Underground album. They went in to record it, and they turned everything up to 10, loud as hell. The engineers were like, "We can't record this. All the needles are in red."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, this is what we sound like. This is what you got to do."
Uh-huh.
And so they couldn't record them correctly because
Yeah,
too
there's
loud.
only so much you can pad
Yeah,
a preamp.
yeah. And
Yeah,
if
you
you're recording
pad it,
live
turn it
in
all
the
the way down,
room,
and
like that,
Yeah.
everything's going to bleed over into
Yeah.
everything else.
so then you back the mic up because you're trying not to overload it.
and then it picks
And
up
now
the room.
it's picking up the whole room. It
Yeah.
sounds like you're in a freaking tin can.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. This is a great interview, man. I think I've had a blast. I don't
Okay.
know about you, but